So what is going on, my fellow collectors? How is everybody doing today? Daredevil19 here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Storm Collectibles Mortal Kombat Goro. So let's get into it right away and take a quick look at this gigantic box. So we do get the basic style box. When it comes to Storm Collectibles Mortal Kombat line, we just get a much larger box because Goro is such a massive figure. So we do get the window right there in the front of the box. On the top says ages 17 and up, Storm Collectibles 112 Action Series, and on the bottom corner we do get a badass image of Goro, and then on the bottom says Mortal Kombat and Goro. And then the bottom of the box here, we do get the blah 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 stuff nobody cares about. And then here is the top of the box, says Mortal Kombat. Then the one side of it does have a really awesome image of Goro there. Then the other side of the box does have the continuation of the image from the front of the box, looking badass. On the back of it does show a bunch of really cool poses you can get the figure into, along with some of the accessories. But anyway, that is the packaging. Let's get this figure open to take a closer look at Mr. Ponytail, who also has 4 arms and can kill you very easily and quickly with them. Alrighty, taking a closer detailed look, and Storm Collectibles absolutely killed it when it comes to the paint and sculpt for this Goro. They just knocked it out of the park, man. The face sculpt I think looks great on both interchangeable heads. I love the red eyes there with the black pupil. Very cool looking. We get some nice shading all throughout the skin tone. We also get like those black specks, mostly on the back of the figure, which I'll show you in a second. But if you look closely enough, you can see these tiny little specks all throughout the skin tone, which gives it a realistic type look, and that is something I do like that Storm Collectibles does do with their figures. But you can see the shading all around the face, just very nice tiny sculpt detail on this, man, all on the wrinkles on the forehead, even on the side of the eyes, just all throughout the face and the head. It just looks so realistic, and the ears are pointy, which they should be. And then on the back there you do see the black dots, and then you do see that darker shade on the skin tone as well. And then the ponytail turned out pretty cool too. We get some beautiful sculpt all throughout it. You can swivel it. Then we do have like that gold band that ties around where his hair meets his head right there. But very nice job all throughout the head sculpt and the hair. And then the torso here, beautiful sculpt all throughout it. Very nice work on the muscle definition. We do get the shading all throughout it. You can see sculpted veins, which looks sick. And the upper torso piece is a separate piece, as you can see right there, which they usually do with most figures that they make, and it is a softer rubbery type plastic as well. But man, excellent sculpt all throughout the torso there, and I really do like the shading as well. And then there's the back with the black dots once again, and the darker shade on the skin tone. And you can even see like all the sculpted lines all throughout the skin tone. Like I said, it just gives it a very realistic type look. Even the pieces that hide the shoulder joints, they sculpted and painted that as well, just like the rest of the torso and the arms and everything. And just very nice work on the muscle definition there. And then the arms all look sick. We get some sculpted veins up around the bicep and the shoulder, even around the forearm as well. And we do get those tiny little dots just like on the torso all throughout the arm. And the elbow joints turned out pretty good too. We even get some nice sculpt on it as well. Just beautiful sculpt detail on these figures, man. And then we do get the gold bands around the wrists, and they have some beautiful shading on it, and I do like the gold paint that they use, and it has some nice sculpt detail to it as well. Just excellent job on all 4 arms. Now we do get his Speedo, and then we do get this little belt here. It does have some sculpted wrinkles all on the Speedo there, and then the belt here does have the yin-yang symbol, which turned out really nice with the paint. And we do get like the tie on the back here, and it is a very soft rubbery type plastic, as you can see, so it will not hinder any type of articulation at all. But we do get some nice sculpt on it, and we do get like I believe we have some subtle shading on it as well. And then for the legs here, we do get those black specks on the upper thigh, or the hips right there, which turned out pretty good. And we do get the darker shade on the skin tone, just like on the back of the figure. Then we do get some sculpted veins all throughout the legs, and then we do get those tiny little specks once again on it. And we do get some nice shading as well. The knee joints look fantastic. The lower legs turned out really good too, as you can see on the calves right there. Nice shading, nice sculpt and everything. Just all around fantastic job with the detail on this figure. Then the lower legs, we do get the wrappings around the lower leg, the ankle, and the feet there, which look beautiful, man. Get some nice shading and excellent sculpt all throughout them, as you can see right there. I mean, that just looks dope. And then we do get his 2 toes there, and we get some nice sculpt and paint all throughout the feet. And then the bottom of them, not too much going on there. I do have one issue though with this figure. He is a bit troublesome to stand, which can get a bit irritating. I feel like they should have made the feet a little more flat. I don't know why he has trouble standing. Maybe because where the wrappings are, it kind of goes up into the foot a little bit, so maybe it's not as flat-footed. I don't know, man, but he just doesn't stand as good as I wish he did. So that is one issue with this figure, but other than that, I think Storm Collectibles just killed it when it comes to the paint and sculpt, and I can't be any more happy with how it turned out. But anyway, let's continue on. Moving on to the accessories, we get a pretty good amount of stuff included with this beast, Goro. Now what we do get with Goro, we do get a Storm Collectibles stand. So for the stand, this is my first time getting a Storm Collectibles stand. So it does come with the base, then we do have the leg, which is articulated in 4 spots, as you can see right there, and then we do get the clamp at the top. It does have the basic articulation at the bottom, so it does swivel down there, hinges in 1, 2, 3, 4 spots on the leg, and then we do get the swivel, and then of course the clamp can move in and out, as you can see right there. And I feel like the leg should have been a little more extended. It's not tall enough. You can't even get it around Goro's waist. You'll probably have to clamp the clamp around his leg or something like that. I mean, maybe it's fine for the smaller figures, but for Goro, I think they should have made it a little bit bigger. Then we do get these 2 double-sided pegs right here, and these are meant for the effects. So you would take the clamp off, and then you would peg in one of these pegs where the clamp would be. You'd take the effect, find the peg hole, peg that in, and then there you go. And one thing I do like about these stands, they're on like ratchet joints, so it's very durable, especially the clamp. I like that it's kind of like a Revoltech ratchety type joint. I think that's a smart move for stands, so we do get that. And then we also get 2 interchangeable heads or faces and 2 interchangeable ponytails. So starting on the left, we do get the basic stern looking face, which does come on the figure out of the packaging. We already took a look at that one, and like I said before, they did an amazing job with the detail all throughout it. Then we do get my favorite, which is on the right, and that is the more angry teeth gritted face, and once again, excellent job with the detail all throughout that alternate head. I love the way the teeth look, the eyes look sick, just great job with the wrinkles all around the mouth and everything. They did a fantastic job on both interchangeable heads, and the way you swap them out is fairly simple. I'm about to show you right now. And the way you swap Goro's heads is very simple. It's just on a ball peg, just like with the other Storm Collectibles Mortal Kombat figures. We do have the peg hole inside the head, so all you do is just push to get it on, and when you want to take it off, just pull and it'll pop right off. So we do get the interchangeable heads or faces, and then we do get the interchangeable ponytails. And for the 2 ponytails here, we get one on the left here that's just hanging straight down, and then we do get one that's kind of like swervy here. And they both look great. The sculpt of them I think turned out fantastic, and the paint looks good, especially up around the gold band. We get some nice black shading on it. They peg in pretty well also. Sometimes this one that's hanging straight down, when you articulate his head around, it'll pop off and it gets a bit irritating. This one pegs in a little bit better though. Let me show you. There you go. And they are like a softer rubbery type plastic up here, so when you peg it in, hold it by the band and peg it in, then just push in from the top of the ponytail. So we do get that stuff. And then we also get his fist effects. And as I showed you before, we do get the pegs with the peg hole on the bottom, and we do have a right fist and a left fist, which is on there. And I really dig that green translucent plastic. It gets lighter on this end and then darker the more you get to the fist, and it kind of turns blackish at the fist. I remember in the promo images, they had the fist painted like his actual skin tone, so I guess they just decided to go full-on green translucent with the whole thing. But it looks really cool, and they both have peg holes on the bottom, as I showed you before. But definitely cool little effects to add with Goro, so we do get those. And then we finally get 12 interchangeable hands. Now we do get 3 types of hands, but we get 4 of each one, since Goro does have 4 arms, meaning he does have 4 hands. And starting all the way on the right here, we do get 2 pairs of fists, of course, which does come on the figure out of the packaging. Then we do get 2 pairs of gripping type hands, and then we do get 2 pairs of more open type hands. We get some beautiful sculpt and paint detail throughout all 12 interchangeable hands, and all of them are very simple to swap out, and they are softer rubbery type plastic. But anyway, that is all the accessories included with this Shulkin. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review, shall we? Now for the height of Prince Goro. To the very top of his head, it looks like he's around 9.5 inches tall. Then to the very top of his ponytail, it looks like he's a little bit over 10 inches and a quarter of an inch tall. And then here he is compared to the Storm Collectible Ninjas Rain and Smoke, and the SH Figure Arts Thanos, and the demoniacal fit Captain Ginyu. And I'm not going to compare him to every ninja in the Storm Collectibles line because they're all the same damn figure, but I think he scales extremely well with the Mortal Kombat ninjas. And then here he is compared to the Mafex Tactical Suit Batman, the Marvel Legends Evolution of Groot, the NECA Original Movie TMNT Raphael, and the NECA Predator Ancient Warrior. And I think NECA and Storm Collectibles scale really well together. And then here he is compared to the Storm Collectibles Sub-Zero, the SH Figure Arts Sage Mode Naruto, the Marvel Legends Cable, and the Figma Black Swordsman Guts. And then here he is compared to the SH Figure Arts Awakened Warrior Super Saiyan Goku and the Mezco 112 Deadpool. Anyway, there's some quick comparisons. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the reading. So now for the articulation, and we get some fantastic movement throughout the entire figure. Pretty much, there's just one point that I really hate on this figure. So we do get that barbell type joint where it connects into the head one side and then the other ball peg connects into the upper torso. Before that, I just want to mention the ponytail can swivel, and like I said before, it does pop out a lot, so it's probably going to fall off eventually. But the neck here, you can get Goro to pretty much look all the way up, which is definitely good. I'm just going to remove the ponytail for now. So he does look up a really good amount, and then looking down, he can pretty much look all the way down, so that is definitely good. Then we get really nice pivot at the neck there, and then of course it does swivel. Now the torso here, we do get a point of articulation right under the chest there, and Goro crunches forward about that much with that joint and then goes back about that much with that joint, which is pretty good. Then you do get pretty good pivot out of it. It will get hindered a little bit by his lower arms, and then of course it does swivel, so very nice movement at the torso. Then the waist here does go forward about that much, so with both joints he crunches forward really well. As you can see, the waist does go back a lot, so he does crunch back really good as well. Then we do get a nice pivot at the waist, and then of course it does swivel. Now for the arms here, the upper arms, we get a beautiful circular motion out of the arms, as you can see right there. Then they do go out to the sides a little more than 90 degrees. They do go up and down. We do have bicep swivel. Double jointed elbows that barely bend in 90 degrees. I wish they bent in a little bit more, but I mean, it's good enough for how massive his muscles are. Then we do get the ball peg that connects into the arm, and then we do get the ball hinge that connects into the hand. So it does swivel. You can move it all around, and then it does hinge back and forth. And I love the wrist articulation on these Storm Collectible figures. Now the lower arms, you don't get as much of a circular motion that you do with the upper arms, which is understandable. They do go out to the sides a little less than 90 degrees. They do go up and down. Once again, bicep swivel, double jointed elbows that don't fully bend in 90 degrees. Then we get the same type of wrist joints that we get on all the hands here. Now for the legs here, Goro can kick forward a little more than 90 degrees, which is definitely good. They do go to the back almost 90 degrees. Now let's see if we can Jean-Claude Van Damme it. And Goro can frickin' Jean-Claude Van Damme it. That is awesome. Then we do get the upper thigh swivel right there. Very nice swivel with that. We do have double jointed knees that bend back a little more than 90 degrees. Then the ankles, this is where the articulation gets horrendous. We don't get the ball pegs that we usually get. We don't get any type of swivel out of it. What it does, we have like that Marvel Legends type swivel, and I hate that type of swivel because it just swivels so oddly where it like breaks their neck and you barely get any pivot out of it. So it's more of a pivot than a swivel, and it's just, that's just a really bad design, man. You can't really get any pivot out of this figure, just a little bit, and it's just, it's very disappointing. You don't get any swivel at all. The foot barely hinges up, which is bad. Hinges down a little better. That's the best movement you're going to get out of it, the foot moving downward. And that's pretty much it. The ankle joints are horrible on this figure, and I wish they would have went with a different design than what they chose. I believe it's just a peg pegged into the foot on an angle. That's why you get that weird rocker. And the rocker is just useless. The pivot just is pointless. It's barely any pivot, and you're just straight up breaking his ankle with that. And then we do get a nice toe hinge right there. So overall, the articulation is excellent on this figure. It's just the damn ankle joints are ridiculous, and some of the worst type of ankle movement you could put on a figure, which is pretty damn disappointing because ankle movement is a big factor when it comes to articulation on a figure. But I mean, besides that, you're going to be able to get this Goro in some pretty badass Goro-like poses, and I'm about to show you some of them right about now. But anyway, that is my review of the Storm Collectibles Mortal Kombat Goro. Hope you enjoyed it. If I had to rate this figure between a 1 through 10, I would definitely have to give it an even 9. If you would like to know the price more to buy this figure, I did get mine from New York Comic Con because they did have an early release. Should be releasing later this month or by next month. I do have another one pre-ordered with Agelessgeeks, so you can head over to agelessgeeks.com, or I would recommend going through their Instagram or Facebook group. I will put more information in the description below. And if you would like to support the channel, don't forget to subscribe and click on that notification bell. And if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, oh well, I guess you didn't like it. But thanks for watching. I will see you later. Action series. Then we do get it. So we do get the window right there on the front of the box. On the top does the ages 17 and up. So it's 17 and up. Storm Collectibles 112 Action series. And on the bottom, well, on this is Mortal Kombat Goro. And then on the bottom of the box here, we do get the barcode. Actually, there is no barcode. Damn it. Damn you. And the NECA AVP Temple. Damn it. That's the Ancient Warrior. Original movie TMNT Raphael and the NECA Predator. I keep forgetting his damn name. The Mafex, yeah. Which does come on the figure out of the packaging, and, well,